You're about to walk into Best Buy, Target, or scroll through Amazon thinking all TVs are basically the same, right? Just pick the biggest screen for the cheapest price and call it a day. Here's the ugly truth nobody wants you to know. The TV industry is absolutely rigged against you. These manufacturers are playing psychological games with specs that sound impressive but mean absolutely nothing. They're slapping 4K Ultra HD stickers on garbage panels that'll have you squinting at a dim, washed-out mess within 6 months. I've spent the last decade in this industry, and I'm about to expose which brands are laughing all the way to the bank while you're stuck with buyer remorse. We're ranking 12 major TV brands from absolute worst to surprisingly best. And trust me, some of these placements are going to shock you. But first, smash that subscribe button because we're about to save you from some seriously expensive mistakes. Brand rankings 12. Roku TV worst. Starting at rock bottom, we have Roku TV. Now look, I love Roku's streaming interface. It's clean, simple, your grandma can use it. But when Roku decided to slap their name on actual televisions, that's like Gordon Ramsay deciding to franchise gas station hot dogs. Here's the thing, Roku doesn't actually make TVs. They license their software to whoever's willing to race to the bottom on price. TCL, Hisense, random factories in China, they're all throwing Roku's OS on panels that cost about as much as your lunch. I had a buddy who bought a 55-inch Roku TV for $200 during Black Friday. He was so proud of that deal until 3 months later when half the screen started flickering like a disco ball. The smart features were slower than my first smartphone, and don't even get me started on the color accuracy. Everything looked like it was filmed through a dirty window. Verdict: if you want a cheap TV that'll work okay for a year or two, sure. But if you care about picture quality or longevity, run 11. Insignia. Coming in at number 11, Best Buy's house brand Insignia. This is basically Best Buy saying, hey, what if we took the cheapest TV we could find and slapped our logo on it? Insignia is the TV equivalent of store brand cereal. It exists. It technically does what it's supposed to do, but nobody's bragging about it at dinner parties. The build quality feels like they constructed it out of hopes and dreams, and the picture processing is about as sophisticated as a calculator from 1995. I knew a college student who bought an Insignia for his dorm. It lasted exactly 1 semester before developing a mysterious green line down the middle of the screen. When he tried to return it, Best Buy told him it was normal wear and tear for a TV that was used to watch Netflix twice a week. Verdict: only buy this if you need something temporary and have absolutely zero expectations for. Quality. 10. Westinghouse. Westinghouse at number 10. This brand has more comebacks than a reality TV star. They used to make nuclear reactors, then they made nothing. Now they're back making budget TVs that'll make you nostalgic for those reactor days. The current Westinghouse TVs are manufactured by some random company that bought the rights to slap that iconic name on their bargain basement electronics. It's like buying a luxury watch from a guy in an alley. Sure, it says Rolex, but we all know what's really happening here. My neighbor bought a Westinghouse 4K TV and was excited about the price. 6 months later, the remote stopped working. The Wi-Fi constantly drops out, and the picture has this weird blue tint that makes everything look like it's underwater. When he called customer service, they told him to try unplugging it and plugging it back in. The universal solution to all of life's problems, apparently. Verdict: the name recognition isn't worth the headache. Pass 9. Element TVs. Proof that sometimes being basic isn't necessarily bad. It's just boring. These are the TVs you find at smaller electronic stores when you need something cheap and functional. Element doesn't pretend to be premium. They're not bombarding you with fancy marketing about quantum dots or AI processors. They're just saying, hey, you want a rectangle that displays moving pictures? We got you. But here's the problem. In trying to be the most basic option, they've created TVs that make watching movies feel like looking at them through a screen door. The brightness is terrible, the colors are washed out, and the smart TV features are about as smart as a brick. Verdict. If you literally just need something to display an image and have zero other requirements, fine. But life's too short for mediocre TV. Oh, we're a date. Sharp lands at number 8, and this one hurts because they used to be legitimately good. Sharp was making quality TVs when your parents were fighting over the remote to watch Friends. But here's what happened. Sharp got bought and sold more times than a used car. The current Sharp TVs you see in stores are mostly made by Hisense using the Sharp name. It's like finding out your favorite restaurant is now being run by the guy who used to manage the gas station next door. The picture quality is fine. Not great, not terrible, just fine. It's the TV equivalent of getting exactly what you ordered at a mediocre restaurant. Technically correct, but somehow disappointing. I had a customer who bought a Sharp Roku TV thinking she was getting that old school Sharp quality. 3 years later it still works, but the picture has gotten noticeably dimmer and the colors look like someone turned down the saturation. It's functional, but you're not exactly proud to show it off. Verdict: buy it if you find a great deal, but don't expect miracles. Hensa. Now, we're getting into the interesting territory with Hisense at number 7. This Chinese company is basically the overachiever in the budget, but trying to be premium category. Hisense is like that friend who shows up to the party wearing a knockoff designer outfit. From a distance, it looks pretty good, but up close you start noticing the details aren't quite right. They're putting quantum dot technology and local dimming in TVs that cost half of what Samsung charges. The question is, should you be impressed or suspicious? Here's the thing about Hisense. They're actually trying. Their ULED TVs have surprisingly good picture quality for the price. The colors pop, the contrast is decent, and they're loading these things with features that used to be premium only, and there's always a but. The build quality is inconsistent. I've seen high-end TVs that look amazing after 3 years and others that developed that issues after 6 months. It's like playing TV roulette. My brother-in-law bought a 65 in high-end OLED for $600. 2 years later, he's still happy with it. But we don't talk about the fact that the menu system occasionally freezes and requires a hard reset. Verdict: good value if you're willing to roll the dice on quality control. TCL. TCL comes in at number 6. And this is where things get controversial. TCL is the brand that's making other manufacturers sweat because they're offering premium features at prices that shouldn't be possible. That TCL is like that restaurant that just opened down the street serving restaurant quality food at fast food prices. You keep waiting for the catch, but sometimes there isn't one. Their 6 Series and 8 Series TVs are legitimately competing with Samsung and LG models that cost twice as much. The picture quality is impressive. We're talking full array local dimming, quantum dots and HDR that actually makes a difference. The smart TV interface, Google TV or Roku, is smooth and responsive. For the price, it's almost too good to be true. But here's what I've noticed. TCL TVs are either fantastic or complete disasters with very little middle ground. It's like they have 2 different factories. One run by perfectionists and one run by people who learned TV manufacturing from YouTube tutorials. I sold a customer a TCL 6 Series 2 years ago. He calls me every few months to tell me how much he loves it and asks why anyone would spend more on a Samsung. But I've also had customers return TCL TVs within the first month because of panel uniformity issues or sudden failures. Verdict: great value. If you get a good unit, but have a return policy ready, but wait until you see which premium brand couldn't even crack the top 5. And watch out 5. Sony at number 5. And I can already hear the fanboys typing angry comments. Yes, Sony makes beautiful TVs with excellent picture processing. Yes, their color accuracy is top-notch. But here's the problem. They're charging Mercedes prices for Honda reliability. Sony TVs have this weird reputation for being premium when really they're just expensive. Don't get me wrong, when a Sony TV works, it works beautifully. Their picture processing is genuinely excellent, especially for movies. The colors are natural, the motion handling is smooth, and everything just looks right. But Sony has this annoying habit of using outdated smart TV platforms that run slower than government websites. Their Android TV interface is clunky, laggy, and crashes more often than my nephew learning to ride a bike. Here's the real kicker. Sony TVs cost about 30% more than comparable models from other brands. But the build quality isn't 30% better. I've seen $2,000 Sony TVs develop the same panel issues as $800 TCL models. My friend bought a Sony X900H thinking he was getting the gold standard. The picture quality was gorgeous, but the smart TV features were so frustrating he ended up buying a separate streaming device just to avoid Sony's interface. Verdict: great picture quality, but you're paying extra for the brand name, not the value. 4. Video. Vizio slides into number 4, and this might be the most American success story in the TV business. These guys started in a garage in California and decided to take on the big boys by making TVs that didn't suck but didn't break the bank. Vizio's approach is brilliantly simple. Take the features that actually matter, skip the marketing gimmicks, and price it fairly. Their P-series and OLED models offer picture quality that rivals brands charging twice as much. Here's what Vizio gets right. They put their money into the panel and processing, not into flashy smart TV interfaces or premium packaging. You're getting quantum dots, full array local dimming, and excellent HDR performance without paying for a bunch of features you'll never use. The downside? Vizio's smart TV platform, SmartCast, is, well, let's just say it exists. It works, but it's not winning any awards for speed or elegance. Most people end up using a Roku or Apple TV anyway, so maybe that's not such a big deal. I recommended a Vizio P75's Q9 to a customer who was torn between that and a Samsung Q9A. 6 months later, he can't tell the difference in picture quality, but he definitely notices the $800 he saved. Verdict: excellent value for picture quality. Just don't expect premium smart features, but you won't believe which brand almost made it to the top spot, but has one fatal flaw. 3. Samsung at number 3. And yes, this is going to ruffle some feathers. Samsung makes gorgeous TVs with bright, punchy pictures that look amazing in store showrooms. Their QLED technology produces colors so vibrant they practically jump off the screen. Samsung is like that friend who always looks perfect in photos but is kind of high maintenance in real life. Their TVs are beautiful, well built, and loaded with features. The Hisense Smart TV platform is actually pretty good, and their gaming features are top-notch. So why aren't they higher? 2 words: artificial intelligence. Not the good kind, the annoying kind. Samsung TVs are constantly trying to optimize your picture with AI processing that makes everything look overprocessed and unnatural. It's like having someone constantly adjust your glasses while you're trying to read. Plus, Samsung has this weird obsession with making everything brighter and more colorful than it's supposed to be. Skin tones end up looking like everyone got a spray tan, and grass looks like it was painted with highlighter markers. My cousin bought a Samsung Q8A and loves how bright and colorful everything looks. But when he watches the same movie on my TV, he admits the colors look more natural and realistic on mine. Verdict: great TVs if you like punchy, eye-catching pictures, but not the most accurate for serious viewing. LG comes in at a strong number 2. And honestly, This was a tough call. LG OLED TVs are legitimately incredible. Perfect blacks, infinite contrast, colors that look exactly like they should. It's the closest thing to looking through a window instead of at a screen. LG figured out OLED technology before everyone else, and they've been perfecting it while other brands are still trying to catch up. Watching a movie on a good LG OLED is like seeing it for the first time. HDR content looks absolutely stunning, and the viewing angles are perfect no matter where you're sitting. The WebOS Smart Platform is smooth, intuitive, and actually pleasant to use. The Magic Remote is weird at first but becomes second nature. And for gamers, LG OLEDs have the fastest response times and best gaming features on the market. So, why isn't LG number one? 3 letters, QC, quality control. For every amazing LG OLED story, there's a horror story about burn-in panel uniformity issues or sudden failures just after the warranty expires. I've sold dozens of LG OLEDs to customers who absolutely love them, but I've also had to help customers deal with burn-in issues, dead pixels, and panels that developed weird banding patterns after a year of use. Verdict: when they work, they're absolutely incredible. Just make sure you understand the risks and have a good warranty. But wait until you see who takes the number one spot. It's a brand most people overlook. 1. Panasonic. Coming in at number 1, Panasonic. I know you probably forgot they even made TVs anymore. Most people associate Panasonic with microwaves and cordless phones, but here's the secret. The industry doesn't want you to know. Panasonic makes the most accurate, well-built TVs on the market. While other brands are chasing the brightest, most saturated picture possible, Panasonic is focused on one thing: showing you exactly what the director intended. Their color science is so good that Hollywood professionals use Panasonic monitors for color grading. Panasonic TVs don't try to impress you in the store with nuclear bright displays. Instead, they deliver natural, accurate pictures that look better the longer you watch them. Skin tones look like actual human skin, not like everyone's made of plastic. The build quality is exceptional. We're talking about TVs that are built to last 10 plus years, not 3, 4, like most of the competition. Their Japanese engineering philosophy shows in every detail, from the solid construction to the thoughtful interface design. Here's the catch. Panasonic TVs are harder to find in the US market. They're more focused on European and Japanese markets, where people appreciate accuracy over flashiness. But if you can find one, you're getting a TV that will still look amazing years from now, when your neighbor's Samsung is looking tired and oversaturated. Verdict: the best TVs you can buy if you can find them. Worth seeking out for anyone who cares about long-term quality and accuracy. Alright, let's wrap this up. If you want my honest recommendation, avoid at all costs Roku TV, Insignia, Westinghouse. These are false economy purchases that'll cost you more in frustration than you save in dollars. Budget champions. Hisense and TCL are your best bets if you need to stay under $800. Just buy from retailers with good return policies. Middle ground. Vizio gives you premium picture quality without the premium price tag. Premium options. LG OLED. If you want the best picture money can buy and accept the risks. Samsung, if you like eye-popping colors. Sony, if you prioritize movie accuracy over smart features. The sleeper hit. Panasonic, if you can find them and want a TV that'll outlast your mortgage. Here's my final advice. Don't get caught up in spec sheets and marketing buzzwords. The difference between 120 Hz and 240 Hz isn't going to change your life. But buying a reliable TV that lasts 8 years instead of 3 absolutely will. If this video saved you from making an expensive mistake, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon. I'm exposing industry secrets every week, from soundbars that are total rip-offs to streaming services that are quietly stealing your money. Drop a comment and let me know which TV brand surprised you the most on this list. And if you're still confused about which TV to buy, I've got a complete buying guide linked in the description that walks you through everything step by step. Remember, the best deal isn't the cheapest price. It's the TV that still makes you happy 5 years from now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one where we're ranking streaming. Devices from worst to best. Trust me, you're going to be shocked by what Roku is really doing with your data.